This video is sponsored by Sansama. I have almost abandoned my game Barking Irons while it was still in development, but I did not give up and learn a lesson from it. It's Ives, and in this video let me tell you how I came across feature creep and what lesson I learned from it. First, let's get to how the game started in the first place. After I made the gem version of Barking Irons in June, I was excited to see that a tiny and simple game of mine can be a lot of fun to play. Despite having just one map, no animations and not so much content overall, the gameplay was dynamic. And a month later I wondered which game of mine I can expand into a full project. I picked Barking Irons because it seemed to be a funny yet relatively easy task. Fast forward, it was not easy at all. I had the excitement, but I had no defined vision of the game. Sure, I had a lot of cool ideas, but in my mind there was no clear objective of what I want to achieve. I started working on small things here and there just to get started somewhere. In a way, I worked for the sake of progress. But I felt that there was a problem, and this problem was growing. And at the end of August, I realized I got to change plans. The multiplayer system I planned to implement became futile and buggy. On the side, I had signed for a few more projects, so I became quite busy at the time. It became even worse when, looking at all the ideas I had for Barking Irons, I still couldn't see the final product. Honestly, I wanted to give up on this project, but I made a decision: I won't. I thought it was a matter of my honor in some way to not scrap something I had promised to finish. So now what? I had to cut my plans so they would be achievable, and cut them significantly. Probably the most noteworthy change was that I decided not to have multiplayer. Funnily enough, when I just started, I thought it will be an essential part of the game. Man, I tell you, that was rough. Imagine waking up for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, realizing that you have to scope down on your plans. It wasn't easy, but thanks to my friend's support and the stoic ideas I have, I was able to resist the desperation and make this existential flex happen for my game. Another thing that helped me a lot was planning the project development by day, and I must thank Sansama for giving me the tools to optimize my daily productivity and schedule my healthy day. I have been using it already for a few weeks and I absolutely fell in love with that. Sansama is a daily planning tool, allowing you to conveniently schedule your day, week and even a month. It integrates with your Google Calendar and several other tools, from Gmail to Trello to even GitHub. Go to get.sansama.com/a/john to sign up for a free account and get a 2-week free trial and start saving your time today. Thank you Sansama for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching. Honestly, I'm happy that I trimmed the scope of the project, because now I work on the essential things of it, on the things that do feel important. I no longer spread my attention over the things I will struggle to implement. I think that if I had to advise about feature creep, I would give this proverb: better a sparrow in your hands than a stork in the sky. Because done beats perfect, and as a very nice bonus you won't feel any guilt for dropping your project because you haven't dropped one in the first place. But now let's briefly go over what's new in the game. Menu. I have remade the main menu and added some dynamism to the game launch sequence. You just look at that. Honestly, I love that. I'm looking forward to the moment when I add some nice background and background music to that, so it feels even better. While making this menu, I learned how to operate buttons in Godot by using tab and arrow keys. I have coded the system in a way that you can get anywhere you want in the menu without even having to touch the mouse. And although you inevitably have to use the mouse to play the game, I still think it's a nice little detail to have. New enemy AI. Currently I'm very focused on overhauling the enemy AI. Before, the enemy could either be normal, trying to pick a gun first, or berserk, running at you and trying to kill you with their bare hands. As to be expected, I had to rewrite the system to fit the new game design. Not only now there are 2 weapons, a revolver and a torch, but also multiple other reasons why the old system wouldn't do. First, now there are multiple spawn points for weapons. Second, in the arena mode there will also be several enemies present at the same time. And last but not least, these new rules mean that there is room for more enemy behaviors. So now I also have added the coward and the fighter behaviors. You can read a brief description of them on the screenshot. Something that I want to tell you about is that enemies now act more like a team. For this purpose I created a node called enemy network, and currently there is just one use for it. When there are enemies on the map and weapons are available, the enemies look for the closest weapon and agree between each other on who gets which weapons. They claim a weapon item, signaling that they are going to pick it up, so others should look for other weapons. It's a small thing, but I loved coming up with this idea and implementing it. I just delighted the opportunity to make the AI seem somehow smart. I was always curious about how AI works in games and about coming up with the solutions to train it one thing or another. And speaking of that, would you like to see some tutorials on this topic on my channel? Let me know in the comments. And of course, there were numerous other small things and tweaks in different aspects of the game, but it's a story for some other time. As you can see, a lot of events have happened since the previous devlog. This period was full of lessons for me to learn, and I'm glad to be able to share this experience and knowledge with you. I felt like in this video I was a little bit vague, but I hope you still could enjoy that. Let me know. Also, have you ever experienced feature creep? How did it go? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And now if you like this video, you can like, share and subscribe. It was Ives, and until next time.